Hey everyone, I'm doing a quick check-in to talk about reading Shadow and Bone. So I don't have that much left, so right where you see my bookmark there, that's where I'm at. So page 292. So I'm pretty far into the book, so not too much long to go. If I wanted to, I could finish the book tonight, and I might just do so. I just have to say that I'm pretty surprised by how much I'm enjoying it. I mentioned in a previous video that I uploaded to my channel yesterday that I was gifted the Shadow and Bone series, and I'm really happy about that because the Netflix adaptation of the books will be coming out shortly this month. And I've been wanting the books for a while. And the really funny story about that is that I had actually picked up the first book, Shadow and Bone, many years ago. I think when it first came out. And for whatever reason, it didn't hook me. I just didn't really like the writing style and I just kind of gave up on it. But I have since read the duology Six Crows and Crooked Kingdom by also Leigh Bardugo and loved that series so much. It's like my favorite young adult fantasy. So I'm just glad I got these books now. And now that I've given Shadow and Bone a second try, I am shocked by how much I enjoy it. Now, Leigh Bardugo's writing has progressively gotten darker, and she has definitely gotten better as a writer. I have Ninth House from her as well, which is kind of a grim, dark adult fiction slash mystery. And I've benched that book just for the time being, but the parts that I read were pretty graphic in tone, and it was definitely an experience, but I definitely intend on picking back up Ninth House, and I have a feeling that I'll end up enjoying it a lot as well. But I just really like Leigh Bardugo a lot, and I've seen a lot of interviews with her, especially as far as press is concerned for this for the adaptation. So I really like her. All that to say, I'm glad that Shadow and Bone turned out to be a lot better than expectations. Alina, the main character, it's mainly done in first person, which is interesting because she doesn't really do first person writing anymore. But it makes the story sense a little less limited. I kind of wish that it was in third person, but I'm okay with it. I actually thought I wouldn't like Alina that much going into it, and there is some elements of immaturity with her, and there's just some pettiness to the character that I could see being off-putting to people, but overall I end up actually really liking her, and unless in the next pages or so she changes drastically, I kind of like where the story's headed. I definitely enjoyed the relationship dynamic between her and the Darkling. I knew there was a lot of hype around that couple, and I know it doesn't necessarily end in their favor towards the end of the series, but I kind of like where that's headed. And if it ends the way that I think it ends, I'm going to really enjoy the conclusion to their cat and mouse dark and light dynamic for sure. Her and Mal is another dynamic that I end up enjoying more than I thought I would. I've heard a lot of negative things about the character Mal, and yeah, he does come across a wee bit annoying. And there's a couple of comments that he's made in this book so far that I was kind of raising an eyebrow to, but I actually still like their dynamic, and I don't know how the books will progress in their relationship. We'll see. He may get progressively worse, which I hope not, because I'm kind of rooting for Mal because the actor that will be portraying him in the adaptation seems really funny and really sweet and charismatic. And the very few glimpses we got of him of the trailers that we've seen, I just was already gravitating towards him. I feel like I'm going to really enjoy the live adaptation of Mal a lot, and I'm going to root for the relationship between him and Alina a lot. So we'll see how the books pan out. But yeah, so far I'm actually really enjoying the series. I don't know if I'll post an official review for this book. I'm thinking of doing like an actual proper sit down video on like a DSLR with like lights and editing and actually make my videos look somewhat professional again and do a review of the entire trilogy in one video versus doing reviews separately. I haven't really decided yet. I'll wait and see how I progress through the next two novels. But I will say that at least with Shadow and Bone, I can say I'm enjoying it. And it's a relatively quick read. I just got these books and I'm already almost done this one. So I don't imagine that the other two will take that long unless the action or pace is considerably slower. But I've liked this book. I like the pacing and it's not that bad. There was a lot of negative reviews about this, but I just wonder if people were just unfavorably looking at it because of the clear fandom around the Six of Crows duology, because those books to me were so good. I just wonder if people were looking back on the Shadow and Bone series unfavorably because it does come across a little more juvenile. I don't know how to describe it, but it is still young adults, so juvenile immaturity, bratty behavior is to be expected in it. So it's not always off-putting to me. And like I said, I enjoyed the character arcs that I've seen of Elena so far overall. Anyways, that's a lot of rambling to say I like the book. We'll see how it continues to go. I hope you have a good evening in any case, and I'm going to keep reading and finishing this up. So catch you in the next video. Peace.